Good morning. Today was a hot summer day. It's August 2nd, and I started the day with some sun tea, which is just tea that simmers in the sun, which was perfect for a hot day. And then I decided to work on my sewing project, which is just a simple swimsuit. I've never made a swimsuit before. I am starting to sew more of my own clothes. I have made a few projects in the past, but I definitely am learning as I go for this one. Those are just the top and the straps, and then this piece is the band that will go on the top of the swimsuit. And then I wanted to add a thick bow to tie it at the back. These are the swimsuit bottoms. They are just simple bottoms, and then they'll have a band around them. So yesterday I went to the fabric store and I actually picked out this fabric specifically for the swimsuit, and I think it's really cute. I have a lot of blue swimsuits though, so I was debating whether to get this blue and pink one or a red or like a purple one, but I ended up just going with this one. And that's all the sewing I did for today. Next, the tea was ready, so I put some ice cubes in it and some honey as well. And I just stirred it around. And I feel like when I was younger, we used to make this sun tea a lot more, and I just kind of forgot that it existed until today. And summer is already halfway over, but I'm glad that we finally got around to making it again. Next, I also wanted to make some pizza dough bread today, so I found the recipe and I put on my apron and started. This is actually my mom's apron, and I've actually been thinking about making my own recently because I love it so much. So I will link the bread pizza dough recipe down below. Sometimes I make the pizza dough and actually put pizza toppings on top, but I also like to eat the pizza dough with just some rosemary and salt and olive oil on top and just eat it as bread, and it's really, really yummy. So today I just made some rosemary pizza dough bread. As you saw as well, I used pizza dough yeast instead of just regular bread yeast, and that was actually my first time using pizza dough yeast for bread, and it said on the package that it didn't need any time to rise. You can just make it and then bake it. So that's what I did. And usually this recipe calls for 2 hours of just letting the bread sit with the cloth and rise. But I didn't do that today. And I think I definitely will try next time to just let it sit still, even with the pizza dough yeast, because I think it didn't rise as much as it could have. This is my favorite part of making the pizza dough, is stretching it out on the pan. I think it's really fun to mold and shape it as long as it doesn't break apart, which this one did not. It was really, really good. And then I added some salt. And then I went out in the garden and picked some rosemary to sprinkle on top. At least where I live, I think it's been a pretty mild summer, in the weather at least. It hasn't been super hot like it usually is, but I feel like in August and September it's going to be really hot and the mild summer will disappear before fall starts and we will have a heat wave. But yeah, I'm just baking the bread for 10 minutes. And then after the first 10 minutes are up, I just rotate the pan and then bake for another 10 minutes. And then of course if there are pizza toppings on it, sometimes it can take longer to bake. On camera, I feel like the bread doesn't look like it's cooked, like it still looks like it's raw dough, but in person it is cooked. And then here it is, all cut and ready to eat for dinner. And it was so, so good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me create stuff today. A lot of homemade items. I used to hate cooking and baking, but I feel like it's just so rewarding when you make something yourself and then get to wear it like the swimsuit or consume it like the bread and the tea. And I've just really fallen in love with those skills again. So let me know down in the comments what kind of videos or short films that you want to see in the future. I have some ideas, but I would love to hear what you all think.